Samifles oti akonya kesie mu a esan so oni henti na mama nya akwanya metemu or the pressure ebeto abontin say that show has been cancelled. Na edin komodie bebre na aba omo ntiase say ewadodo almost say some of the paragraphs in the pressure no was not necessary. Among for actual madrin bebre ana adani komodie. My pound for wahanomo. Remember Roland is closer to the SM cortex. To possibly he may have one or two information via amount phone and answer clarification.
Your friends press and no more someone.
So open beyond the pressure.
What is your
see, Merco Roland's nebia. What informed the cancellation and other if or other details will be to many share. And even the conversation around the article as to wadodo certain paragraphs necessary, it doesn't meet up to PR templates near that. I don't know. What do you say about that, Roland?
Kojo, it is what it is. I will go back to what I said earlier on. You're discussing Afro Nation.
Okay.
Such situations is not a nyadia ede.
Okay.
Whoever is found in some of these situations, no, a young who say a nyadia sebe, a yadia de will be pesoye. Name a situations nema elidi nipadi could do baby.
Okay.
So some of these situations you raise say a man for be a case a wadodo. In that same light, it is also your friend is saying Afro Nation, yeah, really. Some people, I've also heard some people saying it is too short.
Okay.
Not detailed enough. And I ask myself, okay, when people are communicating certain situations, what are some of the things that they look out for? Is it to preserve something? Is it to explain certain situations? And we know, say, in our current dispensation, as much as epidemic war, we also have infodemic, where most of the informations that we consume online, especially, if you don't take care, se we wasemu cheche year, obi betimi a che wa unsemu apam atadia show. Ebe fit o pepepe and it will fit your situation. In recent times, especially with Shattawale branding, we've seen certain communications be even from Onankasa Aba out. Because the communications were not detailed, no. Some people picked bits and pieces and gave it whatever the interpretation they wanted to give. So for how lengthy this particular communique is, I believe say it is one of the reasons intina ewasam, because there need to be details, especially this is not the first time Shattawale cancelled the show, or this is not the first time even this year an artist, a Ghanaian artist, is cancelling his show outside. When it has to do with Shattawale now, there are so many questions involved.
Okay.
There's been instances, and when it has to do with promoters not meeting his demands, it has been one of the major reasons. We've seen not long ago, I think a year or two, we had that with a Party in the Park, when he had a 1 and 2 with Dennis of Akwaba UK with regards to Party in the Park. So when it comes to Shattawale and its demands, I believe that this pressure has come not to open up for speculations. The reasons why the artist is pulling out of this particular project is what he has stated in the presser. It has nothing to do with security. It has nothing to do with maybe something happening on the day. The only reason is what he's given. So yes, the reason probably may make sense to you. The reason may not make sense to you. Either way, to the artist, sometimes ucheche the way artist demands very complex, relative. Somebody, let me use this example. I hear certain media guys saying, oh, artists be more on do certain pedestal from interview or ma. I tell you, pick an artist like Wenishe. line up about 5 different interviews in a week for Wenishe. So Wenishe charge you be okroma say it will be a problem. Meanwhile, there are certain things to consider. Costs involved, operational cost and all that. At least bet me by interview on atari obeshe wo interview no on share wo baby. You see some of these costs, people may not even take their mind to that side. And when artists begin to make certain demands, obviously it will become, oh, and now there, we say dodo, and now who dodo now funny say dodo now funny say. So it is in that light.
One phrase I is so prominent in the conversation here, luxurious demands. Like the organizers couldn't meet luxurious demands. I want for a question that phrase, say when you say luxurious demands, what are we talking about? Do you have any meaning for that in respect to, because the demands, but the emphasis on luxurious demands, do you have any explanation?
Okay, so this is it. We have outrageous demands.
Yes,
exactly. And we know, say, in recent times, Shatter's demand on shows from his service has became a topic of discussion. In 2 weeks, we are just coming from that conversation now.
Sure.
Obe State say, oh, or charge £80,000 for Ghana Music Awards UK. It became a whole topic, even as insult on his brand. So when it comes to artists and their luxurious lifestyle and demands, Shatta is not the first one. Even in Africa. Recently, I chanced on the video's interview saying that now, if he is going to even offer you a feature, it is about $500,000 or even $1 million.
Okay.
You understand? This, somebody would see it as outrageous. But in the artist circles, it is a luxurious demand, depending on how you look at it.
Okay.
Because that is the standard that they've been able to build for themselves. So Obika said, okay, I am charging you. So in order not for people to misinterpret the demand that he's talking about, that is why he would want to qualify it as luxurious, so that some people will not come and say it is outrageous. You understand?
Could it be the reason why they couldn't afford? Because if it's about luxury, then we all know what luxury means. So it could be that it is outrageous. Yes, and they can't afford it. That is why the show didn't happen, because the emphasis on the luxury.
Burna Boys, maybe as event organizer, the Burna Boy, Ebeba Ghana Bebo show. But will I be able to meet his demand? No.
Okay.
If I won't be able to meet his demand, there is no way I can work with him.
Okay.
It's plain and simple. The artist may have a certain rate. If you can meet it, there will be business.
Okay.
If you can't meet it, definitely there will be no unless business. One decides to compromise.
Could it be said these demands so
you see, if a business, if the artist demands not promote anything, of course there will be service.
Okay.
A service will be rendered. But in this instance, press about openly out now. Then definitely the demands were not met.
Okay. Thank you very much, Roland Amate, for your submission on Shatter's cancellation on the Wolverhampton show, which I think a lot of people are disappointed. Say they were waiting to see that spectacular performance from Shatta, but and to me, so let me move straight to Adam. You are coming from a PR background, and you understand how some of these communications is done. And a press and a lot of people are making comments about certain part of it. It wasn't necessary. They could have kept it straight. From your part of, so Uhun is saying, from the presser, the show now you're calling off, organizer side, the artist side, patrons and all of that. Put all together and let's see how you say.
The ultimate aim of PR.
Okay.
PR management, buffering and bridging.
Okay. Buffering
and bridging.
And bridging.
Now the buffering is that in soy.
Okay.
It means so hear me pa.
Okay.
Into buffering here. Mami mpon buying.
Okay.
Na amount for and say means so na so man jimmy so na
okay.
And I say so body be am mami so.
Mami so.
Said ya me gia dey we no. Na me sense so bridge.
Okay.
What it means is that as you are protecting your turf, you connect to the people.
Okay.
Until you protect and you connect.
Okay.
So anything I owe here with PR in mind, you need to think about buffering and bridging. How you are protecting your organization or your brand, and how you are at the same time connecting with the public. If you look at the tone, first of all, let me tackle the tone of the press release. What should the tone of the press release are? You see repetitions.
Okay.
Asem bako. Yeah, one no akan in so many ways. You also see boastfulness. And I'm boasting. Yeah, boasting. Gold standard.
You're boasting. Okay.
When it can be gold standard.
Okay.
Luxurious demand. And you see pride.
You see pride in the press. Which side? Because
that's the tone.
Which side?
Now, I'll say
the same.
We regret to announce the cancellation of the highly anticipated Shattawale concert scheduled to take place at the hangar in Wolverhampton on November 4, 2023. The decision has been made due to unforeseen circumstances concerning the artist's demand that the promoters have been unable to meet. Now, concerning the artist's demand that the promoters have been unable to meet. And how do you call this an unforeseen circumstance? First of all, they didn't meet your demands, but you agreed to promote the show and tell your fans on all your platforms to come. You knew that, or say, circumstances concerning the artist's demand that the promoters have been unable to meet. So you know they have been unable to meet. That is not an unforeseen circumstance.
Okay, so it could be that we agreed that this is what we are going to do, but getting to the latter part, we realize
now what the projection they are making in this statement doesn't give rise to that compromisation. I'll say Shattawale, the celebrated and accomplished musician with numerous chart-topping hits to his credit, has set the gold standard in the music industry. As a result, his rider and contractual requirements are equally grand. Both and reflecting, your brand will talk for you. You don't have to remind people. Reflecting his status as wealthy and successful artist and business mogul.
In Afro Nations Presser, they stated the successful event.
No, but they didn't say they are. They didn't say they are wealthy.
But their track records into the contribution that they've even done.
No. Let me analyze the statement. Let me analyze. They didn't say they are rich. You don't have to remind people you're wealthy business.
They stated their contribution to Afro Nations. Afro Nations contribution.
So I can qualify this to say a boastful. That's
so the Afro Nations statement was that side was also
that tone is different from this.
Wow.
But this is my opinion.
Well, it's your interpretation.
It's boastful.
Allow him to.
I say over the past 2 weeks, we have been diligently working to bring Shattawale's electrifying performance to the people of Wolverhampton. The hangar known for hosting world-class events was chosen as the venue for this remarkable night of music and entertainment. We believe this concert would not only celebrate incredible talent of Shattawale, but also offer unforgettable experience for his dedicated fans. However, we regret to inform the public that despite best efforts, the promoters have not been able to meet the luxurious demands and requirements. What is luxurious? Conditional kind luxurious, man. I think
say
what be luxurious?
Time
What be luxurious? Yeah, the best one.
What bonnet tougher.
You understand?
I'm out for
I think, like I said, the tone, bridging and buffering.
What's luxurious?
Yes.
Extremely comfortable or elegant.
Extremely
Comfortable or elegant.
I mean, why do you, like I said, one person open
There's a line that says, while fitting an artist of his stage.
one person open say, I say, open say, you want to, open say, I say, obon, uhuto.
Want to shoot your own
You want to shoot yourself in the whole thing. So, how, when you say extremely comfortable, and everyone will say then the promoter was right not meeting that extremely comfortable taste of you. I mean, the choice of words. I mean, we have to learn. Some of these things, we say it not for saying sake, but we have to learn. For me, I think the presser was too boastful. It was repetitive. And it's not money yet. Who told you you cannot be brief and straight to the point and very explanation? For me, as a PR person, what I see from this is that there is an original reason,
Okay.
which they are not bold to put out. But,
What would that be?
but they are
What
trying
could
to.
that be?
But they are trying to cut some corners. What I say?
Okay.
Maybe there
End it for me.
are real reasons, but they can't go straight with the real reasons. And it's not in the press release. And for me, I think that we need to be very careful the way we choose our words
Away.
when we are writing press release. A PR communication.
Okay.
And PR,
Okay.
because it deals with reputation, a reputation management,
Okay.
we should know how to manage the reputation so that at the end of the day, it will not create problem for the brand. Because at the end of the day, it opens the brand up for ridicule and more attacks.
Okay.
Did you protect the reputation? You couldn't.
Okay. Okay.
So we should be very, very careful
when
we are writing this thing. And headline, cancellation. You are not the organizer. At best, you are pulling out and are withdrawing. But headline is today.
Cancellation.
Into your announcement, I'm organizer. And it's like there are two people in the press release. In IPA 2, organizer not for one side, and a shot for one side.
Okay. Edem, that is from Edem, and don't be surprised. It's also coming from a PR background, so he's also giving his view on that. Let me move on to Stephen Forson. He's also well versed in this sector. Nti ono so te sa when may be ase. Ora, enkomaba amanfo say presser no enke betimi a brief certain part bi wo ha omo face say enke some the shame. And also considering the side of the event organizer as well, because we are all into this together. I say two sides of a coin. We are all together. Nti no o balance ni money nyina. What do you see about this?
Okay. Before them, I mean, read the press release, be sure.
Okay.
English hima.
Okay.
This is a press release they released.
Okay.
The Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King and Queen Consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to the London tomorrow.
That is it. Brief.
Yes. For such an important and this is the announcement that announced that Onyemane, the Queen of England, the United Kingdom, and yet on my back Canada count, Australia count, Ireland count, Scotland count, Wales count.
I can see a man over
here. And 2 sentences here.
Wow.
So you see, sometimes one can say we have press someone, and my was a short.
Okay.
Simple.
Okay.
You see, some sentence we were over say too short, but if it until you won't go for your training specifically for this kind of job. Let me tell you, in some place that I work, which I wouldn't state. Yeah, truck press our own. Okay. The levels of people who read before it actually comes out, you'll be surprised. It's not a joke. Yeah, at the end of everything, you're one person here, so can answer aqua out. So no can say okay, answer. But you see, anything you say now, there are certain words we have to look at the tone, the tones and then near the American and the mood of the letter. Because see, every letter and the mood. No. First of all, what are you trying to achieve? Maybe what they are trying to achieve is not what them is trying to achieve. Maybe in view of recent happenings in our media space, £80,000 and yeah, £80,000, you know, they still have that how do you call it, propensity to prove to people that they are worth the £80,000. Hence the word luxurious. Okay, as to whether it was right to use or not right to use, Nadia, we will leave that to the people. If they themselves probably in common can say luxurious demands, in our case due to some demands
okay.
Now you be say with demands, now be we can say or can say yen ship and
exactly.
Then we leave it to the people to say hey, send their ship, they don't what they do. Now or can say to understand that normal.
Because the first paragraph was demands.
Yes,
the first paragraph was stated demands.
Exactly. Which conversation because but then
a repetitious word.
Yeah, but then you see I said when they can't they can't because of baby I want but I say what you must do so you as I say exactly say can you do you shattawale and more especially you Flex, or not any manager. You get it. I think at some point we need to look at in your PR per se. Your person can show a show like that should come on.
Exactly.
I say you see, a negotiation always let's agree on the end. Even if there's a problem, you can't know actually. It's in a court war. You sign agreement. Also, mommy say, one farmer, that's one to me and all those things must appear in the contract.
Okay.
You get it? Okay, mommy £80,000. But the mommy £50,000 is here. Now, and I said before the show, no, best mommy £50,000. What I say, and Matthias say, okay, my Jimmy £50,000. Hey, show them about so many, on for 30 now, can you then, mammy. But you see, I will still go ahead and perform my part of the deal. Me perform me, you owe me. What the make whichever means legally, me first wa Jimmy Sikade. Ne afaso. I would rather you owe me than me to owe you. In fact, some member show now say 150 than media. I might have to return it to you. It be insurance contract and they say we will not refund. All those things, you know, one refund this one. Then you can now come and look at relationship. Say, okay, okay, say, even in my space, I'm to be a renting stage. Nipanica is a renting stage, you know. With your ABI, the amount 5,000 or the very 3,000 at all. say day me be fa na me den kan na ba e we agreement you say money is paid and non-refundable but they now so nipa no oh chale program near the choir no BBAC ye nya permit bi nti ai den ya account
human
we dey patcho sika ni child and the ben there ono class suggest say make I one time the gentleman suggest say oh dey man bi na mfa bi okay in some of the situations you have to measure okay we don't need be they say na so mfa say because me so say that na ko be rent stage no for full
exactly
also odie into me then but we are in business together. That's the human face of business. We are in business together. We share profits and we also share losses.
Okay.
Nti wo hu ochiro me ntimi nka say me dey me okay o dey cool you see what happens the human face is also not there. Look, it shows that also baby na man for so sometimes one thing I also wanted to say is one, where the demands made clear at the point of agreeing to the event agreement, where the demands made clear at the point. This is the point I wish I have.
Got to a point.
This is the point I wish I had someone like the manager, Sammy Flex here, and then the event promoter also here. Then we ask them, what is our demands we asked before?
Before
I provided these demands and now, and actually, did they come back to come and plead? Because in every agreement can be varied.
Because if say agree from the onset, and now organizer no, then there could be a breach of contract. Even Shatter can even take them on.
Even say you agree, this is contract for you. You agree, you say, okay, Obama me 100,000.
Yeah,
Majatum. But me call and my partner say 100,000 I may agree and I mean to me there. In contract law, you have every right to come back to come and plead. Ghana has signed so many bad deals, electricity, power budget deals, previous agreement government has signed. When the new government came now, you say a more because some of the contracts say you see made the amount. And as I'm the generator is here, say, also, one so may do say. What I say, generator say, so I produce electricity at home. Now, man, so the man ton electricity. How do I get money to pay you? It means you confess car before for any debate. These are some of the agreement. Opasana, you have every right to do what? To come in and then renegotiate. Say, okay, I'm passing a can say, but you're very nekakre. It be a certain time, also, one could dim, work shattawale and as a world service provider, no, one could dim. Sometimes go in here because maybe or tamale. Let me use myself as an example. Me share my team. If I flight, tamale see maybe. Confirm some of my example. I don't remember the amount. Say some my say I check 15,000 or so. It's a very long time ago. Some dem in California, my calculating me fair near dinner, video be go. You could do a plan say okay. Sikania kan ya share your coffee yin 15,000 your coffee 6k bit me 3,000 at that point you have to get sense and guys I mean and they will play for other coins ayoka this way half a loaf is better than none. No, so when you are a businessman, when you are thinking into the young business no, you have emotions and so in your business. Obi answer the emotions in your business, you mostly lose at the end. Until me as a businessman will sit back and say, okay, oh dear Martin, Sadia Mayama. But Mayama, what again can we do? Okay, oh dear J, 3,000 no. But then you have another contract be over. Opa, you beat me there no so then. I can one so that be at least. Or the better can be so kakra.
I remember
me as a businessman, Kojo, I will negotiate, I will do renegotiation, and then get something better to do. Instead of the Biamka, she showbiz is like any other business. A business.
There was a big concern in this.
I tell you, say you bet me I start here for course.
My wrap up now.
Your points.
Me feel say the business management of Minia Shattawale, which is the Sammy Flex Napam for sometimes, and yet in some saying it is not a good PR for the brand.
No.
See, it's not a good PR. Or before for ever highway, also they say only submarine. on the show, no. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Okay, so it can deter
it is a bad
potential
for business wise. You don't even have to allow certain things to come out.
What up, my people? I go by the name T-Ram, aka the stylish rapper, aka Conshon, aka Fire, aka what I say, BBB. You watching Davcadotv. Keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. Alright.